Hey everybody, it's Capri Cruz. Thank you for coming to ask-capri.com again. Um, you guys, I've missed you so much. You have no idea. Listen, I've had like the craziest 2 weeks ever in my life. So it's been a minute since I've done a video. Thank you for being patient with me. Um, these Ask Capri videos, they've become very like important to me, right? This is something that I really enjoy doing. I feel like it's part of my calling. Um, but I have a whole other life that I have to attend to, between school and two jobs and my public speaking career. And so, wouldn't you know it, my computer died on me. The like 2 nights before, I had to go to Macon, Georgia, to do some educational workshops for foster children. Right, so my partner, she's not my partner, but the lady that calls me when she's doing these workshops, the contractor, um, you know IOP, independent living program down, in Macon, when they call, I go because those are my people, those are my kids. I love them. That's where I started my first public speaking. So, you know, pretty much the world will have to be ending for me not to make it, right? So, anyway, I was completely exhausted because I was trying to figure out, how to get this computer fixed and all this kind of thing. So, I went the night before or something like that, and I bought a new computer, which I really didn't want to do, right? Who's got extra money to be buying computers and stuff? And and I had to get the stuff from my hard drive, transferred over, and thank God that that was still readable. So the new computer ended up being too slow. So it was driving me crazy because the one thing I didn't want to do is have to go back to the store and get another computer. I'm like, man, I got stuff to be doing. I don't have time to be shopping for computers. It's just like a big monkey wrench in my routine, right? So my daughter says, Mom, you need to go get another computer. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna hang in there. It's gonna work out. And lo and behold, the cursor started just locking up and stuff like that. So I took the stupid computer back, and it was like the night before I had to go to Macon. And so I finally broke down and bought a Mac computer. And, you know, I'm already, out of my comfort zone doing these Ask Capri videos originally because I had to learn how to work the camcorder and how was I going to turn it on and off. And then I ran into problems there, so I went to the webcam. I bought a separate webcam because my computer webcam wasn't working, and I was struggling with that because every time I hit the table, the thing would shake. And I was like, oh my gosh, and the audio, it's a lot to these videos. I didn't even know that I was going to have to prepare for. So, anyway, my point is, I was already out of my comfort zone trying to learn all this technology, and then my computer breaks down, and then I go to do the educational video. I mean, the educational classes with the independent living program with DFACS down in Macon, and it was just so amazing, and it was so worth it. So if any of my my foster kids from Macon down in those regions or those communities down there, if you guys are watching this video, shout out to you. I love you guys. You guys rocked. Everybody was wearing their askcapri.com wristbands, and if you go on my Facebook, you'll see my Facebook picture is everybody's arms with the wristbands and stuff on. So shout out to Macon foster children and all the kids in that area. So anyway, my point is that's why it's been taking a little time for me to get back, and and then I got my therapy practice where I'm a therapist too. So, but it's all good, and when you kind of deal with life, like it's all a learning experience, right? every video I do, every camcorder, webcam, computer, whatever it is, I gotta buy and learn about to do these videos. I take a hit on the shoulder. I'm like, whatever, it's making me a better person. It's making me smarter. Yeah, I don't really want to learn how to work a Mac computer, but you know what? It's all good. I'm gonna hang in there and I'm gonna do it. I know about, Command C and Command V and these little what used to be my cut and paste or my PC. So I miss my PC, but it's all good. Okay, so today I have a lot of questions, you guys, but I want to start from the earlier people that have submitted their questions and make sure I get all those answered. So y'all please keep dropping the questions in because I like variety. Looking at these questions, there's a lot of them that are similar, and I really like variety because I think that there's so many questions that foster children have, and I just got a question from a CASA worker, um, and some of these questions I have to research answers to because I'm not the all-knowing about adoptive families because I've never been adopted and other things. One lady wrote in that a girl was put into RTC and she's been moved, 36 times. And, I need to research certain things. So, but, I love it because um, I give you responsible guidance. I don't just, I don't just give you frivolous advice. I take this very serious. I'm very responsible with it. So please keep the questions coming because I love them. I love the variety of questions that we have. From foster youth to CASA workers, there's a range of people that deal with life issues with foster children. It's not just foster children and alumni that are writing to me. So shout out to everybody who's participating. Together we can really make a difference. We never know who is actually watching these videos, and we could be saving a life. So your questions are very important because someone else in the world may actually need to hear the answer, and maybe they're just too afraid to write the question themselves, or maybe they don't know what the question is. They just know they're having a problem and they're not happy and they need answers. But sometimes, unless you go to therapy, sometimes you really don't know what the real question is because it takes some digging, right? It takes some real personal work with ourselves. That's why personal growth and development is an ongoing process for years. You never stop growing, right? But when you're dealing with these lower level issues like anger, that's a very basic emotion. It's not a very intellectual emotion. You don't have to be super intelligent to be angry, right? Everyone is angry because it's a basic human emotion. Or not everyone is angry, but everyone can feel anger because it's universal. But sometimes we don't always know that we're angry. Sometimes we're crying a lot and we don't know that we're angry. So keep those questions coming in because someone needs to hear the answers. All right. All right. So quickly, the question this week is there's a young lady. I don't know her age, probably early 20s, maybe younger into her teens. So I don't really know what her living environment is, who she lives with, if she lives with her parents or if she's on her own. I don't know. But she says, I'm struggling with the rejection and the controlling issues of my adoptive family. And I need time away to figure some stuff out. I want to go ride my bike and take walks in the woods. I want to go to the park, just go places where I can search myself for answers. But all the people around me get wound up and get overly excited and paranoid about my whereabouts and my well-being while I'm gone. Um, Sometimes I don't want to take my phone, she says, and I just need time away and time alone. So how do I deal with this problem that everybody wants to know where I'm at and why didn't I take my phone with me? Is there another way to deal with this without having to go see a doctor? Um, Basically, she's tired of people having a heart attack about her wanting some time alone, right? So, what I say is, first of all, let's talk about that, right? Time alone. How important is that to us, to all of us? Okay. I told you guys a few videos back that we have to understand that a lot of things that we experience are not just foster care and foster children issues. These are basic human needs that we have as people. And so, time alone, solitude is what they call it, right? If we need solitude, and we want solitude, but the people around us are worried about us and scared for us, you know, that can be indicative of a few things. It could be our age. How old are we? How long are we staying gone? Where are we going? Is the place that we're going to seek solitude, is that really a safe place for us to go? So, the benefits of solitude are tremendous, though. So, you got two things right now going on. You have, let's talk about the benefits of solitude and quiet time and time alone with ourselves. And then let's talk about how to be responsible when trying to seek that solitude, okay? So, first of all, the benefits of solitude, tremendous benefits. One, you get to know yourself better, right? Spending quality time alone, we get to think about our thoughts, right? Remember, I told you guys earlier, everything we think we're thinking isn't always accurate. So, if we can have some solitude time and really think to ourselves about our life and the challenges we have and the experiences we have, the people that we interact with, maybe something's really upsetting you. Maybe you just feel disheveled and um, like this particular person said, they're dealing with rejection issues and control issues, controlling issues. Now, I don't know if she's having controlling issues or if her adopted family's having controlling issues, but somebody's having controlling issues, right? So we can really think about that and break those things down and really think about them from different perspectives. Remember, I told you guys it's important for us to look at our problems from our perspective. But we also need to have compassion for the people who care about us. And and not even the people that care, anybody, right? And look at the situation from both sides, our perspective and their perspective, right? So for this young lady, she could be thinking about the issues from how she's her vantage point, right? And she could also want time away from those people so that she can think in solitude about how it's affecting them and how they're viewing things, right? So, tremendous benefit there. Solitude also improves your ability to concentrate. It also allows us to have the opportunity to meditate. Sometimes we just want to stop all of our thoughts. You know, our brain processes billions, billions of just thoughts and neurotransmitters, and you got a lot of things going on up there. Different parts of the brain are always constantly working 24 hours a day. Our brain is working. And there's different levels of thinking. There's conscious thinking, there's daydreaming thinking. When we sleep, our brain is still processing thoughts. So sometimes we need to really take control of our brain to the best ability that we can and kind of shut it down for a little while through solitude, right? Do some deep breathing, and just get away from your environment, right? tremendous benefit there. You know, when we start learning to uh, do this meditation and stuff, and we can give our brain a break through solitude, we can also think deeper. You know, sometimes when you need to study and there's a lot of noise around you, you can't really focus, right? So getting time away can allow you to focus better. Um, there's just so many benefits. There's health benefits to solitude. Depression, it helps you ward off depression, right? But solitude is probably not their problem. I don't know them, but you having solitude may not be their issue. Their issue may be that they're worried about you when you're out and about, wherever you are, right? So we want to talk about, how do you be responsible? So you deserve solitude, we all do. But how do you go about it responsibly, okay? That makes all the difference in the world, okay? When you think about responsibility and doing things responsibly, you want to consider, is my judgment healthy? Am I making good judgments? Now, one of the things in the question said that she's going somewhere, but she's going really far away, like 50 miles round trip on her bike. That may not be a responsible decision. I don't know. I don't know you. But I can tell you from my experience, if my daughter were to tell me, Mom, I'm going on a 52-mile round trip solitude getaway, you know, I would be like, on her bike, I would be like, no, you're not. Okay? You're not going, unless my daughter is a regular biker, or whatever they're called. Um, you're not gonna do that, because guess what? Where I live, you got to deal with traffic, right? It's not like there's a pathway that she can take. And then in the woods, not always a smart decision, right? If something happens to you, again, this is thinking from their perspective also. Um, if something happens to you, how can they get in touch with you? How can you get in touch with someone for help? How will they know anything even happened to you? Okay, so definitely what you want to do is be proactive and let them know what time you're going to leave, about what time you're going to come home, if you live with them, right? Or whoever's worried about you, right? Um, and let them know a general area you're going to be. Listen, I'm going to go to the park. I'm going to go to the woods. I'm going to go to the gym. Other places that you can go, the mall, the library, the bookstore. You could just take a walk in your neighborhood. You don't necessarily need to take a 52-hour trip to, another town. So you got to make sure that your judgment is appropriate, okay? Uh, Listen to their concerns, okay? Part of being a responsible adult is listening to other people's concerns, right? You don't live in a bubble. I don't live in a bubble. I have people I have to answer to. I have to answer to my daughter, right? Because it's responsible of me. If she says, Mom, do you think that's really smart to take a 52-mile trip somewhere? I have a responsibility to consider that, because she loves me and I love her, and I don't want to bring harm to her. I don't want to hurt her. She may see something in a situation I'm doing that I don't see. So these people that are concerned for you, Maybe they see warning signs, danger signs, things you need to consider that maybe you don't see from your perspective. Okay? So don't, we have to be careful not to take offense to people's concern. If someone has concerns about something you're doing and you're really responsible and you've thought it out, you should not even hesitate to have the conversation with them because you're showing that you're a mature adult and you've already thought about these things. And if you haven't thought about them, guess what? You could say, man, I never thought about that. That's a good idea. You know, the woods, I'm not, everybody's different culturally, right? But if my daughter tells me she's going for a walk in the woods, I would have a problem with that. I happen to know as a therapist, especially in Georgia, there's a large amount of homeless people who live in the woods. It's dangerous out there. Okay? You got to think about these things. If you are a female, there's things you have to consider. Is this safe for me as a woman? It's part of being a mature, responsible adult. So let them know where you're going. Let them know what time you're leaving. I say take your phone with you, but I totally, listen, I totally get it, right? Um, you want to get away. You want to shut that phone off. You want to disconnect. We get that. You know what I mean? People, we get that. I get that. So for the times that you go without a cell phone, consider going somewhere nearby to the park, a safe park, right? To a bookstore, even safer. Sometimes I drive and I park my car. When I go to the gym, I don't always immediately get out of the car and go into the gym. I sit in my car. I might listen to some music. I may turn the music off. I may just sit there. I may doodle on my phone. I'm just checking out for a little while, right? Because what are we doing all day, right? We go to work or we go to school, and then we come home, and then we cook, and then we eat or whatever we're doing, and then we go to the gym, and we're driving everywhere, and we got the music playing all the time. We're 24 hours a day, we're connected in with technology and music and people and responsibility and all this kind of stuff, right? So sometimes you just want to check out. It's very healthy for you. But when you don't want to bring your cell phone, again, I encourage you to go somewhere safe and nearby that you don't really need your cell phone. Or leave your cell phone in the car, Take your cell phone with you, shut it off. And then when you're done solitude time, you're done with your solitude time, turn your phone back on. Text the person, say, I'm on my way home now, okay? Because really all the other person wants is the security to feel that they know that you're okay. They want to feel secure. Part of being a responsible adult is treating people with respect. If we want respect, we have to treat people with respect. Okay? So there's a balance between finding your independence without finding it in an irresponsible way. Okay? There's a minor distinction there, and it's called being responsible. So I would suggest that you do an exercise and write down the question, what does it mean to me to be a responsible person? Because trust and respect are earned, okay? You don't just get those things all the time automatically from people. Sometimes we get basic human respect, but in-depth respect, special respect, unique respect, you got to earn that. And you earn it through trust building, okay? So what does it mean to be a responsible adult? Google that, see what's out there, see what people have to say, get some new ideas. All right. Um, but it's very normal to want solitude. It's very normal to want people to get off your back. I totally get it. Also, let me say this. I encourage you to take breaks more often, to disconnect from the chaos of the world, right? More often. We have to make time for ourselves. We have to make ourselves a number one priority. And it sounds like that's what you're trying to do. But if we wait too long, then we're stressed out, right? We become too stressed out, and then we start rebelling to get our solitude. We're like, man, I'm out of here. I gotta go. And we don't do it in a responsible way all the time, or we don't do it in the more responsible way, right? We start doing it as a survival skill. So you want to keep that in mind. Take regular breaks from life. Go to the bookstore, go to the library, go to the gym. Listen, working out is very important. Even if you just go for a walk once every 2 days or 3 days or something, make some time for yourself. You have to be your number one priority so that it doesn't build up in you the tension. Sometimes we avoid dealing with our problems in life because we don't want to, we don't want to deal with that. And we can run, but we can't hide, guys. Our stress is going to find us because it's inside of us, right? It's here. The brain needs time to disconnect sometimes. So do it more often. You can hear something, right? Let's say you had this ask-capri video just on audio. You could hear it, and you might retain maybe 10 or 15% of what I say. But as soon as you have a picture with something that you're hearing, your brain remembers like 65% of what you've been presented. And so, in order for the brain to maximize its capability, whether it's in retaining information, you having great study habits, or whatever, performing your job in the highest manner that you can at work, your brain needs rest, and you get that from solitude. Okay, along with self-discovery, for your personal growth work. So, I encourage you, stick with your solitude. Do it more often, maybe less time, more often, right? They say, why take one major vacation a year when you can have a bunch of little vacations throughout the year? I go visit Florida quite a few times a year. I'll go visit my mother. I'll go visit a girlfriend. I have to disconnect. I got to go on vacation. So until next time, thank you, and God bless you guys. I love you.